The daily illusion, do we steer the ship? We believe we make choices. Each day feels full of them. Coffee or tea, this path or that. Are these decisions truly ours, or is something else at play? A deeper mechanism, perhaps. This question is fundamental. It challenges our self-perception. Consider your morning routine. You selected your breakfast. You chose your clothes. Or so it seems to you. Each step felt like your own. But were options truly open? The feeling of freedom is strong. Yet, it might be an illusion. Who is this I that chooses? Is it a central commander, a captain of your mental ship? Neuroscience suggests a different view. Thoughts simply arise in consciousness. Decisions emerge from prior processes. These processes are not consciously willed. They happen to us, not by us. The chooser is a story we tell ourselves. This isn't just academic navel-gazing. It touches everything we value. Let us explore this further now. Determinism's grip, the universe on rails. Determinism is a simple idea. Every event is necessitated entirely. It is caused by prior events, an unbroken chain of cause and its subsequent effect. This causal chain stretches back to the very beginning of time. Nothing happens without a cause. Our actions are part of this chain. Think of billiard balls on a table. One strikes another with force. The outcome is entirely predictable. Given all the initial conditions and the known laws of physics, the universe operates quite similarly, though on a much grander scale. Complexity does not negate causality, it merely obscures it from easy view. The cosmos follows physical laws, gravity, electromagnetism, the nuclear forces. These fundamental laws are consistent. They are unyielding in their operation. From vast galaxies to tiny atoms, everything adheres strictly to them. There are simply no exceptions found, no special pleading for human beings. We are an integral part of this system. Our brains are physical objects too. They are made of ordinary atoms. These atoms faithfully obey physical laws. The brain as a physical system. No room for a ghost. The human brain is incredibly intricate. Billions of neurons form connections. Trillions of synapses fire continuously. This activity underlies all thought. It underlies emotion and decision-making. All of this is purely physical. Chemicals cross tiny synaptic gaps. Electrical impulses travel along paths governed entirely by nature's laws. The old idea of a soul choosing or some non-physical mind intervening finds absolutely no support in science. There is no known physical mechanism for such a mysterious thing to occur. The brain appears quite self-contained. Its known processes explain its outputs. No ghost is needed in the machine. The machine runs entirely by itself if the brain's state is determined. And the brain is what makes decisions. Then are these decisions truly free? It seems logically not to be so. A choice would be an output of a completely determined system, like a modern computer's calculation. The outcome is always inevitable. Given the inputs and the program, we feel like we are choosing. This feeling is extremely powerful, but feelings can often be misleading. Consciousness, witness or author. What then about our consciousness, our subjective awareness of ourselves and of the world all around us? Does it somehow grant us freedom? Some people fervently believe it does. They argue consciousness allows choice. It lets us override base impulses or select from perceived alternatives. But how would this actually work? Neuroscience offers a different perspective. Consciousness may be more like a witness. It observes what the brain already does. Decisions are often made pre-consciously by myriad unconscious neural processes. We become aware of them only later. The conscious story follows the act. It does not truly cause the act. This is a challenging idea for many. Some propose emergent free will, that freedom arises from sheer complexity, like wetness emerges from the water molecules. But this common analogy is flawed. Wetness is understandable physically. How does freedom from determinism emerge? No plausible mechanism is ever offered. It seems more like wishful thinking, a deep desire to preserve an intuition. Consider your very next thought. Where will it actually come from? You do not consciously know beforehand. It will simply appear in your mind. Section 5. Morality's maze, right and wrong without free choice. If free will is indeed an illusion, what then happens to our morality? Our cherished concepts of right and wrong often rest heavily on free choice. We praise good deeds and actions and we condemn bad ones forcefully, assuming people chose their paths freely. This core assumption is now questioned. It stands on very shaky ground. Can we truly hold people responsible if their actions are fully determined by many factors beyond their control, like genetics, upbringing, and current brain states? This is a very difficult point. Blame seems to lose its footing. Praise, too, seems somewhat misplaced. Yet, actions always have consequences. Harm must still be effectively addressed. Perhaps our morality can shift focus away from blame and harsh retribution towards understanding underlying causes and working towards mitigating harm. If someone proves to be dangerous, we must protect society from them, regardless of their supposed free will. Like quarantining a contagious virus carrier, the primary focus is on public safety. Losing the notion of free will does not mean we must also lose compassion or ethics. In fact, it can truly enhance them. Understanding the multiple causes of behavior can reduce feelings of hatred. Section 6. Justice Reimagined Beyond Blame and Retribution. Our current justice systems are built on the fundamental idea of culpability, that people freely choose to do wrong. Punishment is therefore often retributive, an eye for an eye, so to speak. If free will is entirely absent, this whole foundation simply crumbles. The internal logic of retribution fails. We urgently need a new approach. What does punishment mean then, if not for freely chosen harmful acts? It cannot be for just deserts. Instead, consequences for bad action should aim primarily to deter, to incapacitate if truly necessary, and to rehabilitate wherever possible. The ultimate goal is a safer society, not the satisfaction of vengeance. A deterministic view shifts our focus towards the prevention of crime, addressing the deep root causes like poverty, untreated mental illness, and poor education. And when harm unfortunately occurs, rehabilitation becomes much more important than simply inflicting further pain. This is a far more rational path, and also a more humane one. We can still judge certain actions as demonstrably harmful or beneficial. We can identify dangerous individuals and take necessary steps to manage them. Section 7. Crafting meaning purpose in a predetermined path. Does life inevitably lose its meaning if our individual paths are predetermined? Many people understandably fear this conclusion. If I am not the true author, what then is the ultimate point? But meaning can still be found even without ultimate personal authorship. It often comes from human connection and from the richness of experience itself. Meaning can arise from genuine love, from creativity and joyful discovery, from compassion and meaningful contribution. These human experiences are quite real. Their intrinsic value is not diminished by the underlying nature of causality. A beautiful sunset is still beautiful, whether freely chosen to view or not. Our deep appreciation remains genuine. We can still choose to strive. We can set important goals, and we can work to improve things. The fact that these very strivings are themselves determined products of the past does not make them entirely futile. The journey itself has inherent value. The effort can bring deep satisfaction. We are part of the unfolding universe. Accepting a lack of libertarian free will can actually be quite liberating. It can reduce needless anxiety about making the wrong choice. Section 8. The unfolding mystery, living with the question. The ancient question of free will is one of philosophy's oldest puzzles and also one of its most persistent. It matters to us deeply because it shapes our entire worldview. It influences how we treat other people and how we understand our own selves. A definitive answer may always elude us, but the inquiry itself is valuable. There are no truly easy answers here. The current science points one firm way, our strong intuition points another. This inherent tension is quite real. It is part of being a thinking human to grapple with such profound mysteries. We must strive to be honest intellectually, even when the conclusions are uncomfortable. The pursuit of truth is paramount. We can learn to live with this ambiguity. We can act as if we are free while understanding the deeper, likely truth. Our subjective experience of making choices will almost certainly continue unabated. The illusion, if it is one, is powerful, but awareness can change some things. It can make us more forgiving individuals, more understanding of complex human nature.